Okay, let's dive into something. Well, pretty weird when you think about it. Picture this. A world where everyone eats totally organic, drinks the purest water, breathes mountain fresh air.
Sounds like paradise, right? The health influencer dream.
Totally. Now,
Okay.
imagine half those people are dead by age 30.
Whoa. Okay, that completely flips the script on what we think natural living means. How could that possibly be with all those advantages?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? We tend to think, okay, we live longer now because, modern medicine, vaccines, antibiotics, the whole shebang.
Right, that's the standard story. Doctors and drugs saved us.
But there's this data point that kind of gets swept under the rug, the really big jump, the massive surge in human lifespan. It actually happened before all those miracle drugs were common.
You mean before penicillin was everywhere, before mass vaccination campaigns?
Exactly. So get this. What if the real lifesaver wasn't the doctor? What if it was the plumber?
The plumber. I like it. So sanitation engineering as the unsung hero of longevity.
Sounds crazy, but yeah. Think about the early 1900s. Life expectancy was, frankly, terrible. Why?
Infectious diseases were running rampant. Things we barely worry about now, like cholera, typhoid, dysentery, all spread through contaminated water, basically sewage.
And the numbers were grim. Over half of all kids didn't even make it to 15.
Right. So once engineers started cleaning up the water supply in cities, building proper sewage systems, those deaths plummeted. It wasn't that people suddenly got healthier in other ways overnight. It's that this massive cause of early death was just removed from the equation.
It skewed the average lifespan way up almost instantly.
Precisely. And it really hammers home that prevention is, well, almost always better than trying to cure something after the fact.
Which brings us to our mission today. It's not just about managing disease, popping pills to keep things under control while feeling miserable.
No, it's about actually creating health, optimizing how your body functions, building up reserves so you can handle stress.
Increasing that fitness reserve, yeah. So you actually have quality of life in those extra years. Avoiding the diapers in the nursing home scenario if possible.
That's the goal, not just adding years, but adding life to those years.
Okay, so how do we figure this out? Let's look at the places where people are already nailing it. The longevity capitals, starting with Japan, the undisputed champ.
Over 95,000 centenarians. It's astonishing, really, and it seems to start very early for them.
How so?
Well, they have mandated food and nutrition education in schools, and importantly, it's often led by actual dietitians who might be, let's say, less influenced by the junk food lobby than in some other places.
Ah, interesting. So kids learn early on about quality food.
Yeah.
Like fish and meat being important.
Exactly. And you see it reflected in their diet, less of the heavily processed industrial starches. Their rice tends to be less refined, maybe less exposed to things like glyphosate.
And the soy thing. It's not the processed soy isolates we see everywhere here, right? It's fermented.
Yes. Fermented soy miso, natto. That's crucial because traditional fermentation ramps up nutrients like vitamin K2.
K2. That's for bones, isn't it?
It is, but it does something else vital. It helps direct calcium into your bones and teeth, and importantly, away from lining your arteries.
So it actively helps prevent artery calcification, heart disease.
That's the mechanism, yeah. It's a huge factor, often overlooked.
Okay, but here's the part that blows my mind. The salt. The Japanese eat more salt than Americans.
Yeah.
How does that compute with them being the longest lived?
It seems totally backward, right? But the issue might not always be the salt itself, but the balance. It's often really a potassium deficiency problem.
Potassium.
Yeah. The Japanese diet is packed with potassium seaweed, leafy greens, fish, avocados. They balance out the sodium. You need both the sodium-potassium pump in every single cell to work right. It moves nutrients in, waste out.
So if you don't have enough potassium, the sodium causes problems. But if you balance it,
the system works as intended. It's about the ratio, not just demonizing sodium in isolation.
Makes sense. Okay, what about the gut microbiome? I heard something about a special ocean microbe.
They do have gut bacteria adapted to digesting seaweed, which is pretty cool. But the bigger picture is gut diversity. They eat loads of different fermented foods, kimchi, pickles, miso.
Building a really varied internal ecosystem.
Exactly. Plus, think about vegetables grown in actual soil. The plants absorb microbes from the soil, so eating the vegetable is like taking a natural probiotic. You don't get that from sterile hydroponics.
Right, sterile isn't always better. And I love their eating habit stopping when 80% full. It's like preventative maintenance for your insides.
It's a perfect analogy. Think of your mitochondria, the little energy factories in your cells. If you constantly stuff them with too much fuel, especially junky fuel, they get overwhelmed and damaged.
Creates metabolic chaos.
Precisely. Eating to 80% prevents that overload, keeps the mitochondria happy.
And they move more. Average 6,000 steps a day versus, 4,000 in the US. It's just built into their lifestyle.
It is. And that brings us to another really fascinating place, Hong Kong. Super high average lifespan there, too.
But their diet, oh man, it defies all the standard advice.
Doesn't it just? They eat the most meat per capita in the world. We're talking over 320 pounds per person a year.
Including tons of pork and beef, the very things we're constantly told will kill us.
If red meat was the villain it's made out to be, Hong Kong should have terrible longevity stats. But they don't.
So what's going on there?
Well, like Japan, they also eat a lot of seafood. And crucially, it's a very walkable city. Lots of daily movement is key, but it definitely shows that high-quality animal protein isn't inherently the enemy.
Okay, so we've got plumbers, high-salt diets, massive meat consumption.
Yeah.
This is not the standard health advice.
Yeah.
How do we boil this down into practical takeaways?
Yeah.
Let's try 3 themes. Theme 1, sorting out your metabolic health.
Right. Foundation number 1. And that means tackling insulin resistance head-on. It's arguably the root cause of so many chronic issues. Fatty liver, type 2 diabetes, heart problems.
But my doctor checks my blood sugar, my A1C, and says I'm fine.
Ah, yes, that's the trap. Those numbers can look normal for years while your insulin is secretly working like crazy behind the scenes, spiking higher and higher to shove that sugar out of your blood.
So your cells are basically screaming, no vacancy, at the glucose.
Pretty much. They become resistant. That's why you absolutely need to check your fasting insulin level. Aim for under 7, or even better, under 5.
Okay, under 7, ideally under 5. Got it. And the simplest way to get there?
Well, the most direct route is often a lower carb approach. Cut out the obvious sugar, but also the hidden sugars, the refined breads, pasta, crackers, cereals. Your body treats those just like sugar.
Takes the pressure off the system. All right, theme 2, fueling the engine properly. The mitochondria.
Yeah, those cellular power plants. They need good fuel, sure, like quality amino acids from animal protein, which is probably why some people do so well on diets like carnivore, biochemically speaking.
But fuel isn't enough, right? They need the right spark plugs.
Yeah, exactly. Cofactors. Think B vitamins, CoQ10, but also crucial trace minerals. Manganese, zinc, iodine, copper, magnesium. These aren't optional extras. They're like the keys needed to unlock the energy in your food.
And what gums up the works? What should we avoid?
The big ones are those industrial seed oils: soy, corn, canola, rapeseed, sunflower. They're highly processed, often inflammatory, and they seem to directly interfere with mitochondrial function, slow things down.
So ditch the seed oils, focus on quality fats and proteins, get those key minerals. Makes sense. Now, theme 3, this one sounds counterintuitive. Stress.
Intermittent stress, yeah. The concept of hormesis, basically short, manageable stressors that kick your body into gear and make it stronger. Fasting is a perfect example. It triggers autophagy, your body's cellular cleanup crew. It starts repairing damaged parts. Daily intermittent fasting helps, but doing a longer fast, say 48 or 72 hours periodically, really ramps up that cleaning process.
Okay, so fasting is one type of hormetic stress. What else? Temperature.
Yep. Hot and cold. Heat stress, like using a sauna or jacuzzi, actually mimics some effects of exercise and helps detoxification.
And in the cold. Quick cold showers or plunges.
Exactly. It triggers survival genes, improves circulation, makes you more resilient. It's uncomfortable, yeah, but in a controlled way that forces adaptation.
Okay, fitness stress. We hear about VO2 max. Why is that important?
VO2 max is basically how efficiently your body uses oxygen when you're pushing it hard. It's one of the absolute strongest predictors of how long you'll live, believe it or not.
Wow. How do you improve it?
High-intensity interval training is great for it, and resistance training, lifting weights, using bands that's non-negotiable for maintaining muscle as you age.
And the super simple stuff. Anything free.
The post-meal walk. Seriously, just 10-15 minutes after eating, it's like free metformin. It helps your muscles soak up blood sugar, preventing those big insulin spikes. So easy.
Love that. Okay, let's wrap up with the daily pillars. Sleep has got to be huge.
Absolutely critical. Aim for 7-8 hours. A great hack is taking some magnesium glycinate before bed. It calms the nervous system, but also helps lower your core body temperature slightly.
Why does that matter?
That slight drop in core temp is a key signal for your body to shift into deep, restorative delta wave sleep. Oh, then keep the room cool. 62 to 68 Fahrenheit is kind of the sweet spot.
And the damn phone light at night. The circadian rhythm problem.
Yeah, it's tough. Best thing, get bright sunlight in your eyes first thing in the morning, about 20 minutes. It has the specific blue light frequency, around 480 nanometers, that shuts off melatonin production and sets your internal clock for the day.
Ed at night. Blue blockers if you must use screens.
Definitely helps. And maybe ease up on late night caffeine or even chocolate. They block adenosine receptors, which means you don't build up that natural sleep pressure to feel tired at night.
Muscle mass. We can't forget that. Losing muscle, sarcopenia, is a killer.
It really is. It's not just about strength. Muscle is like a metabolic reservoir. You need resistance training consistently and enough high-quality protein to build and maintain it.
And hormones play a role too, right? Testosterone.
Hugely important for both men and women for maintaining muscle and vitality. Eating things like oysters and red meat helps provide the zinc and protein needed, and get your vitamin D levels checked. Aim for 60 to 80 ngml.
Okay, last one, but maybe the most surprising. Social connection. Loneliness is dangerous.
Incredibly so. Isolation is a massive chronic stressor. Studies on broken heart syndrome show extreme emotional stress, like acute loneliness or grief, can increase the risk of a major cardiac event by something like 2,000%. It's staggering.
Wow, 2,000%. So you need social fitness just like physical fitness.
Absolutely. So putting it all together, the philosophy isn't about perfect comfort or avoiding all stress. It's about smart stress, hormesis, combined with high-quality fuel and the right parts, those cofactors, for your cellular engines.
So the secret to hitting 100 might just involve walking after meals, eating some fermented stuff, making sure you get enough zinc.
Or maybe,
Yeah, thanking your local sewage worker.
maybe leave them a tip.
Right. But here's a final thought to chew on. We know simple things like walking after eating or getting morning sun are basically free medicine, zero side effects. So, what other powerful, simple health solutions are we ignoring just because they don't come with a prescription?